Hello, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mental Health with Megan. So, I wanted to start off by saying thank you to those of you who've been watching my podcast and supporting me, and thank you for those of you who have been patient with me while I'm still trying to figure out the logistics. There's a couple things I'm still trying to figure out, like what volume I need to have my mic on, and where to hold it. How close to my face do I hold it? Do I hold it 8 inches away or do I hold it here? Am I talking too loud? Am I talking clearly? And lighting situations, among other things. So I just want to start off by saying that obviously I have a ring light on, but I can't put it directly in front of me unless I'm not going to wear my glasses, because then, I'll have glares in my glasses. Like, even if I look to the side right now, if I was looking straight on at this, you would not be able to see my eyes at all because of the glare, unless I just don't wear my glasses. But I kind of need my glasses to see, and I get headaches when I don't wear them, and I don't do contacts. So yeah, this is the best I can do. I'm thinking that if I had another ring light on the other side of me, or even like my vanity mirror lights on, it'll be better because there won't be like a shadow. Like, obviously right now, one side of my face is darker than the other, but the lights on my vanity broke and I have to get new ones, blah, 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 blah. I bought this it's called Neewer. No, it's Neewer. I bought this ring light probably like 3 years ago on Cyber Monday, and I've only used it a handful of times, but hey, it's coming in handy now. Yeah, so there's that. But anyways, so as you can tell by the title of this video, today we're going to talk a little bit about the healing process. I figured, what better way to do that than to use some of the We're Not Really Strangers Healing Edition cards. So I did this with you guys in one of my first episodes. I think it actually might have been my first episode ever, or like one of the first couple. And I answered the questions on some of these cards for you guys because I think it's a really good way for you guys to get to know me, but it's also a really good way to get deep about things because these cards are deep. I have a bunch of the little individual sets. I have the Healing Edition, the Breakup Edition, and then I have the card game itself, which I love playing with my friends. So I'm a huge fan of We're Not Really Strangers. Oh, hey, would you look at that? I even have the hoodie too. So this is the hoodie that says, "Stop expecting people to love like you do." And out of all the hoodies they have out there, I really, really like this one because I just think that that's so true. It's also like one of my favorite hoodies just because it's so comfortable, and I always get my hoodies in like an extra, extra large, so they're like giant and just cozy and comfy. So yeah, I figured I'd throw this on for this episode of the podcast. Not sponsored. The healing process. So before we start answering questions, I just wanted to say a couple things. The healing process can be very hard, and it looks different for everyone. It looks different for different times, for different kinds of healing. There's healing from grief. There's healing from breakups, healing from friendship breakups, healing from traumatic events in your life, healing from sexual assault, healing from harassment, healing from bullying, healing from physical and mental illness. So the healing process looks different for everyone, and it looks different for different kinds of things that you're trying to heal from. And if you're kind of a part of the healing process in any way right now, I'm proud of you, and a lot of people are. We all have our things that we don't talk about, but everyone goes through shit in life. That's just part of life. And sometimes the healing process can be very lonely, and it's very hard to go through alone, and it's very hard to go through in general, and it can be very hard to go through when you don't have a good support system to help you through it. So I'm proud of you guys. I love you guys, and I know a lot of people always say this, but I really do mean it. My messages on Instagram are always open. Feel free to message me if you need to or want to talk about anything and everything. I love you guys so much, and without further ado, let's answer some of these questions so we can get deeper about the healing process. Okay, first question. How can you contribute to someone else's happiness today? Do that thing, big or small. A very easy way to do this is smiling at people in public. But a bigger thing you can do is, I think I'm going to go see my best friend in a little while, and I'm going to bring her a cup of coffee from Starbucks, her favorite drink from Starbucks, because, hey, you know what? How is that not going to brighten someone's day? What does prioritizing your mental health look like in this chapter of your life? Get specific. Prioritizing my mental health at this moment looks like cutting certain people out of my life, staying away from certain people, not talking to certain people, and focusing fully on myself, putting all of my energy, obviously not all of my energy, but putting most of my energy into me instead of into other people. What are you currently healing from that others don't see? Grief, and obviously a breakup, but you guys hear about the breakup more than you hear about grieving and grief. When was the last time you healed from something you weren't sure you could move past? Oh, definitely my first boyfriend. When he left and when we said goodbye for the final time, I really did think that I was never gonna be able to move past that. I thought that I was never gonna be able to get over that. I thought I was gonna feel like that for the rest of my life. And here we are about 6 months later, and I have a sort of friendship with him, and we're fine. I'm fine. I'm happy. I hope he's happy. And yeah. What is your body telling you today? My body is telling me to rest, girl. Oh my God. I took a 2-hour nap. I woke up, ran an errand. I woke up at 8, got ready, ran an errand, went to Chick-fil-A for breakfast. It was so good. Did a live stream, and then I got in bed with my kitten and cuddled my kitten. We took a cat nap. I slept for 2 hours. Usually when I take a nap, I usually only nap for like 30-45 minutes and then I'll wake up. No, I slept for 2 hours, and then I was like, oh my God, I said I was going to be productive today. Like, are you kidding me? But then I was like, you know what? No. Rest is productive. It's okay. It's okay. You needed that, girl. Like, I had a super busy week. I've been having a lot of anxiety lately. I just got over being sick. Like, I was like, girl, rest is productive too. You needed that. So don't stress about it. What piece of advice has helped your mental health the most? That whatever you do today is enough, and rest is productive. It is. If you need rest, rest. It's okay. Learn to take breaks, not quit. Words to live by. How do you define happiness? Get specific. I kind of define happiness as almost like euphoria. Like, just like a euphoric moment, a moment that feels like you're in a movie. The moment when you feel like this is why I live. Like, this is what life is for. This is why I get through the hard days. Like, the moments that just make you realize, okay, this is what life is all about. Those kinds of moments. And like, happiness in general is just being at peace with yourself and your life and working towards your goals and just being at peace, honestly. Peace is happiness. It really is. What song makes you happy? Oh, a lot of songs make me happy, but I have to say recently, I've been listening to a lot of sad things lately. Not like sad, but like Renee Rapp, Noah Khan. Like, I've been in that type of mood a lot lately. But what song makes me happy? A lot of songs make me happy. Oh my God. This is hard. Well, one of them is definitely Celebrate by Pitbull, because I danced to that in hip hop in 8th grade, and I listened to it on repeat probably a million times that year. And when I think of that song and listen to that song, that's what I think of, and it makes me happy. It's like a happier time in my life. And also Electric Love. That song makes me happy. Today I'm struggling with anxiety, and loneliness. I'm okay, guys, I promise, but I'm just being honest. What hurt your younger self that you will never fully heal from? And what would you say to your younger self today? Probably the death of my dad is one of them. And certain family situations. And what would I say to my younger self? That you really are going to be okay, and I'm proud of you, and I'm glad you stuck around. How has your mental health affected your romantic relationships, if at all? Well, it has affected my relationships. I remember my first relationship, I was going through a really rough time, and I was saying to my boyfriend, like, okay, maybe we should take a break because I'm really not mentally well right now, and I don't want you to have to deal with that, and I don't want to not be able to be a good girlfriend to you, so maybe we should take a break. We tried, but it lasted like 3 days, and then I was like, oh, I miss him. But yeah, your mental health affects your daily life. So if you're in a relationship, your mental health is going to affect your relationship, and I've always been scared letting guys see me when I'm going through a really hard time with my mental health, because it can get bad. And it's really, really vulnerable letting a guy or anybody see you like that. So yeah, it does affect your romantic relationships. It can affect friendships, parental relationships. Like, it can affect every relationship and your whole life. When was the first mental health scare you remember having, and what stands out to you about it? I was definitely in middle school. I think it was probably like 6th or 7th grade, and I was being bullied in school really bad, and I didn't want to live anymore. And I remember just crying in my room. I didn't tell my mom, I didn't tell anyone about it, but I was just crying in my room, just wishing that I was gonna die, just wishing so hard that I would die, that I wouldn't wake up the next morning. And what stands out to me about it is how young I was and how I didn't even know what to do. I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know who to ask. Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad for a little while. And, now I'm in therapy and everything. Now I know how to handle that better. When it happens, I know how to handle it. But yeah, it was very scary and felt very lonely. And it was a very, very dark time. Yeah. What have you been avoiding that deserves your attention, and why have you been avoiding it? Ooh, that's a good question. Possibly my relationship with my mom, because I feel like it's too hard to attempt to fix or work on. And also possibly, on a brighter note, I've been working on a project for a long time, since 2018, that I keep avoiding because I procrastinate a lot, and it's kind of emotionally hard to work on. So yeah. And relationships with certain relatives. What small step can you take towards your healing today? Being present, just being present, letting myself sit with my feelings. That's what I can do to help myself today. What emotion keeps coming up for you lately, and why do you think that is? Sadness and loneliness. And I don't really know why. I find myself sad a lot, and I don't know why at all. And then I kind of get frustrated and upset because I'm like, why am I so sad when I don't really have anything to be sad about in this moment? But then I start thinking about things from the past that I can be sad about and that I am still sad about. So, yeah. What do you need right now more than anything? A hug. Oh my God. I'm gonna hug my best friend so good when I see her today. What's been the worst thing for your mental health lately that's within your control to change? Oh, I like that they put that part in there, that's within your control, because some things are not within your control. And I've been doing a really good job, actually, like differentiating what's in my control, what's not in my control, and being calm when it comes to things that aren't in my control. But I have to look at it again. Probably I'm procrastinating doing something that really seems like it needs to be done. Quitting my job, maybe, and finding a new job, and social media. What's been the best thing for your mental health lately? Get specific. Well, hanging out with my friends is always like, every time I hang out with my friends, I feel refreshed, I feel better, I feel happiness. So hanging out with my friends is definitely one thing. Listening to music and cooking. I've been really finding a lot of joy from cooking lately. I know my anxiety is setting in when blank. When I start getting really shaky. Like I was sitting in class the other day on the verge of a panic attack for no reason. I had no reason to be panicky or anxious, but I don't know. Sometimes it just happens randomly. Finish the sentence. I need help with my laundry, my dirty laundry. No. Well, metaphorically that could work too, but I need help with... What do I need help with? Is that like a bad thing to say? A lot of things, but like I can't think of anything in the moment. I need help with moving on from the past and accepting the things I cannot change. Couple more questions left, guys. When was the last time you didn't ask for help but really needed it? Explain. Very recently, I had something come up and I was very distraught and feeling very lonely and very sad, but I didn't reach out for help to the one person that I usually do because I didn't want to be a burden and I didn't want to bother them. And yeah, sometimes I feel like that a lot where I'm like, okay, I don't want to bother this person. I feel like a burden. I can't bring this up to them right now. Yeah. Finish the sentence. I want to give myself permission to feel blank, and what's getting in the way of that? I want to give myself permission to feel happiness, and what's getting in the way is the negative things in life. Like, I will spend way too much time focusing on the negative things in life, and sometimes I do a really, really good job at ignoring those things and being able to just not focus on them, but other times it's the complete opposite. And yeah, I give myself permission to feel happiness and joy. I give myself permission to heal as well. What's been causing you unnecessary stress? What would help alleviate that for you? Oh God, work and being financially stable, trying to be financially stable. It's a bitch, and it's like been the biggest ongoing issue in my life that I'm trying to fix, but it just feels like I can't get ahead. Like, I'm in debt. I pay my bills, but like I'm in debt, like credit card wise. I still overspend. It's really hard, and it has an effect on your mental health. Last question, and by the way, I only picked out the questions that I really thought would be good for this video. There's still about 25 more cards in this deck. What do you understand now about the healing process that you didn't understand before? That I don't think there's an end goal. Like, I don't think that you go through the healing process for something and one day you wake up and you're fully healed from whatever you're trying to heal from. Like, I don't know if it's possible for you to fully heal from certain things. And I don't think that's a bad thing now. I just accept that. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll never get over this. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's just part of life. Yeah. So those are all the questions I have. Like I said in the beginning, the healing process is tough. It's a lot. It's very hard. It can be hard. It can be lonely. It can feel grueling. It can feel like you want to give up. But doing the work and healing is a lot better than not doing the work and not trying to heal. It's a lot better than staying broken for too long. And I hired a kind of life coach. I don't really know what to call her, a couple months ago, and it was expensive, and I'm still in debt to them. But a little bit of it was like really helpful. Like, I got some really, really helpful and useful advice from her. And even though it was expensive and I couldn't really afford it, I did it anyway because I felt like I really needed help with my mental health, and it was worth it. It was 100% worth it. And every day I try to take more steps in the healing process, and there really is no like structure or specific healing process. Like I said, looks different for everyone, but there is a process that you have to go through to heal from things and to begin to heal from things. And starting is the hardest part. Starting is like climbing up a freaking mountain you don't want to start, because you know that once you start, you can't stop until you get to the top. And it's scary. It's scary. It is. And I almost feel like you find comfort sometimes in certain things and you don't even want to heal from it because you find comfort in not healing. And sometimes it can take months before you're able to even seriously sit down and say, okay, I'm ready to heal. Or, okay, I need to heal. Now is the time I need to heal. So, yeah. On that note, that is all I have for this episode of the podcast. I think I would like to do definitely more episodes like this where I like answer questions like this, like Q&A type of episodes. I like them because I feel like they're easiest because it gives me prompts. Like, it's not just me trying to come up with things to say for 30 minutes, because sometimes I feel like I have to just pull sentences out of my butt and like I don't know what I'm really trying to say and like what point I'm trying to get across. So definitely more episodes like this, but I think I definitely would like to talk more about the healing process for specific things as I learn more about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I love you guys. If you're going through the healing process, or you're about to start, or you're healing from something, which most humans are, my love goes out to you. I'm proud of you. You are loved, and keep going. I'll talk to you guys soon. Comment a red heart emoji. Comment a red and white heart emoji if you stayed around until now. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.